The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
Okay,
we are
another
now
45 minutes.
We are live for a very, very special holiday edition of The Dorkening. We're going to be talking about all our network stuff with a bunch of friends and talking about what they're doing and what everybody's doing for the holidays. And it's just going to be a good discussion. And feel free to post in the comments here if you have any questions or you want to add to the discussion. And I'll get to them as best as I can. But starring Kevin as B. Arthur is here. Did you see that post?
Arthur.
Yeah, did you see the post I made earlier?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I did a...
Be there or
I'm cool
be
with that. I'm fine with that. She was badass on Golden Girls.
She was,
I'm fine with that.
in the Navy.
She was Maud, for Christ's sakes. There's a really weird painting of her topless on the internet.
Very good.
She was in Futurama. She played a robot.
Oh, Gleep Warp.
She did?
Yeah.
And
robot. She was the femputer.
Oh.
we have Patrick with Porg.
Yeah, Ashes is the porg. Show us your wine to prove that you're here.
I am here.
See that?
I
There's wine.
exist.
Yeah.
I have wine.
From Throwdown Thursday podcast. Next up,
that's us.
we have Steven from Super Retro Throwback Reviews.
Hello, everyone.
And newest members of the family, we have Ben from Still Token With.
What's up? How's everybody doing?
Jeff, also from Still Token.
Happy, joy, man. What's going on out there?
And our good friend R.W. Martin.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
What the hell was
Am I
that?
the only one who's not Roman? Like everybody's throwing up fives?
I don't know. What was that last? What was the sound you made? What was that? What was the?
You never seen Superstore?
I have.
It was this
Oh,
ostrich.
No, Bo from Superstore was always going, "What up, yo? What?" And he was
Oh,
always
okay,
making those
all right.
weird noises and stuff.
All right, yeah, the one, yeah, he's that weird dude who looks like he's 12.
Yeah.
And they wrote him out finally because he was so annoying. Yes.
They really did. Wrote him. I haven't watched the last season.
Yeah.
No. Oh,
He had another show. He had a show where his dad was a barbarian, like he was animated.
Zorn.
Oh.
Yeah. He was in that show.
actually,
Yeah, I watched the first episode. I thought it was trash, and I never watched
Yeah,
it again.
same here.
this season, actually, they added him as an employee to the store. They needed to like add him to the employee list for something, and he decided like not to leave. It was,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it's like he was in the first season, then they kind of weeded him out. And then they brought him back for who knows, like a couple here and there or whatever. But he's not like main character or anything.
Yeah.
The only thing I know about that show is Dominic Pace is on it occasionally, and now he's on The Mandalorian. So maybe it's a stepping stone.
So what about Sean Whalen being killed off and found in the wall dead on that show?
Yeah.
Anybody found in a wall dead is a bad deal.
Right. No, but Sean Whalen, though, it's pretty awesome. He was in the first season, and like I talked to him, like he's like, I just haven't got a call back. Then years later, they they made like a replica, a dummy of him, and he found he was dead in the wall. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
Jack is a corpse.
What were you saying there, Ben?
I have no fucking clue.
Oh, all right.
No idea. The reason that happened is everybody's dying to work at the Superstore.
Waka waka.
Wall-to-wall deals.
Yeah.
So I made the B. Arthur comment because I did a holiday special graphic, kind of like the old one, and I said that I listed what everybody's playing, and I said you're going to be playing B. Arthur.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Who
She's
am I?
horrible in the special, but so is everyone else. So I'm cool
Who
with
am I, Leo?
Did I say Chewbacca?
That's cool. At least I'm not itchy.
You're itchy. Like sometimes a little of both.
So we want to do today to wish everybody an awesome holiday and talk about our individual shows and talk about the network and what we're doing for the holidays, and also the guys from Still Token, newest to the family here, definitely wanted to talk them up about some awesome stuff they got going on. And the very first episode you guys did with Philo Barnhart and Charles Mossant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
A lot of fun with those guys.
Totally.
A lot of fun.
And
learned a lot from them.
The legend.
And if you're not familiar, Philo, second generation Disney legend, worked on Little Mermaid, also worked on the Dragon Slayer games. It was
Star Trek motion picture, 40th year this year.
Yeah. So and
Secret of Nim.
Oh wow.
Well, that's one of the first movies I can remember seeing in the theater.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And I saw it at the Wood Public Library.
The list. I mean, the guy's amazing. We had a great show with him. I mean, he had a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you can find that on the Token Dead's Facebook page. You guys got it archived, and we're going to work on getting a podcast up with that as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. And you are also working on another guest. Is that something you want to talk about now, or you want to hold it off? It's totally fine if you want to.
We're going to hold off on any name dropping. But what we will say is that the next show will have to do with a cancer survivor using a form of cannabis. So tune in. But that's what as Jeff and I said before, our show is kind of all about is meeting different people from different industries. So like Leo said, we had Philo last week, which would be more of the pop culture, comic, animator side of industries. And the next show is going to be a cannabis type show. And then.
Well, yeah, but it's cannabis, but it's more than that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's we don't want to say the guest because it's not time yet, but
no.
You're bringing this world into this world.
Cool.
and then shaking the shit out of it and getting that world.
And then you get.
We
that
lost.
was weird. All we heard was, and then you get, and then that was it.
Yeah, you might cut out.
Oh, it did?
Yeah. You got then you get.
Oh, well, I'll leave it up to your imagination.
Oh, all right. I was assuming you were going to say shaken baby syndrome.
Well, if you don't shake them, they don't bake uniformly.
Oh.
Actually, I said boobies.
Oh, all right. Okay. Boobies.
Boobies.
So another announcement that was made is Retro Redoctopus made the announcement that they're going to be joining the network next month. And those are Patrick put us onto them. Patrick, would you
I really enjoy that show. Like, I legit, like, that's in my regular rotation. I think it's a really well-produced show. Like, I really like the way that they run it. So I'm psyched. Like, I mean, I think it's a good show, and I'm psyched that they are interested in even being part of it. That's cool. So thanks. Thanks, Patrick, also for bringing it up to us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Patrick.
That's awesome.
And, obviously Ashes and I were on that show recently. Yeah. Steve was just on, you'll hear it tomorrow, this week's episode of Shark Bites, doing our episode 9 Rise of Skywalker review, where we learned that the real Rise of Skywalker is the friends that we made along the way.
Aww.
That was so lame.
I didn't bring any tissue for this episode.
Yeah, you didn't tell me to bring tissues.
Right?
I don't think he's being serious.
Oh.
Is that a Skywalker rising, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh.
It might be both.
Yeah, a little from column A, a little from column B.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, listen, all I know is in the feed is I'm in between Patrick and Jeff. Can we move me somewhere else?
Well,
because
you're not
touchy-feely here.
On my end, you're like off to the side by yourself. Like, you're not between anybody.
Oh, thank you, Leo. Thank you.
See, that's
Jeff
why
is right.
His idea would be really difficult, because we're all like, the way we're seeing things is all different. So if we were to try to do like the Brady intro, like we'd all be looking at.
I'd be looking into space.
Like
you're looking
right
now you're looking at Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Actually,
See, now for me, you're looking at Steve.
Oh, because Jeff's down here on my thing, and Leo's over here.
Yeah,
I got Jeff in the middle. I got
Jeff's over
from
there.
left to right. I got me, Leo, Steven, then Ben, Jeff, RW, and then Kevin at the bottom.
Wow.
okay.
So
Wow, Kevin, huh?
one thing I wanna bring up though is because I know the situation, whatever, but we should go through and tally up all of the times someone has made that reference, because it's
Of you being on bottom?
no. Well, that's not a reference. That's facts.
Kevin is a power bottom.
I'm a sloppy party bottom is what it's called. With the the Brady Bunch reference. Like, how many times have we been on?
Oh, yeah.
Like, we started the show like, oh, it's like we're on the Brady Bunch. Like, it's all of the time. Like,
This is the first time I've heard anyone mention it, because this.
Oh,
is
no,
the
I'm
first
saying
more
like
than like 3 or 4.
with Wicked Horror Show, like on Tuesdays, a lot of times, like especially if there's multiple people on from one movie, there's always at least, like, I don't know, it's pretty common. It's I don't know, it is what it is. It's like one of those things where, like, my last name is Crook, and people being like, oh my god, that's
always
awesome.
stealing shit.
Did you realize no, that's the thing, is I worked in loss prevention for 14 years. So I'd have someone arrested, the cops would show up, be like, oh my god, this is great. And then I'd go to court.
Moron, dude.
I'd have to go to court, like, for the company, and they'd be like, are you serious? I'm like, oh my god, did you even make the connection? I'm like, yeah, I made the connection. Like, and not to mention, you brought that up to me last time I was here. Like,
My family had their name changed on Ellis Island. It used to be Thieving Bastard, but we thought this was better.
But, I don't know, and it's a thing.
Just
Whatever.
Put L-E in the beginning of it. You can be Le Crook.
Everyone adds an S to it for some reason. They add an S or they take away the K. No.
Take away the K.
Then that's the end of it. What's that?
Take away the K.
Rook.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Kevin for the block.
Right? Hollywood Squares. That's what I said.
Circle gets the square.
I'm the Shadow Stevens of this whole.
Where's Paul Lynn when you need him?
I was just gonna say, I bet RW does a great Paul Lind.
No, but
sorry, I drank all your white out.
I wonder. Okay, that got me thinking though. I wonder if we could set up like a Hollywood Squares type of game with this layout. You know, do like the animated.
You could.
Well, we would all have to see the same layout though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it would be calling out by the block, so it wouldn't matter what we see. It'd be like, I'm going with that person.
But if we're yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Whoever the guest, whoever was watching would have to say like, "This is what I see."
So the player would have to be a live viewer.
Well, yeah, because you can have what 12 guests.
The room takes up to 12 people. Yes.
Yeah, so you could pull in up to 12, and you could do like a Hollywood Square setup, and that would actually be really funny.
You know what's really cool?
But do all live viewers see the same people in the same order?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's really cool? John Davidson lives just outside of Laconia, New Hampshire, and I bet if you contacted him, you could go, "Hey, we need you to host this Hollywood Squares thing we're doing."
And he'd be like, "All right, how much?"
He'd be like, "Free."
How much?
Yeah.
Dude, you get to be on the Dorkening podcast. Come on.
He's like, no, how much? Like
Kevin
I said,
will give you a hat
Yeah,
job.
how much is he paying the Dorkening to be on?
Exactly. There you go.
no.
Hey, don't sell yourself short.
So I wanted to let you guys know that there are a couple people that couldn't make it. I put all the links for everybody in the show notes down below or up above, including our good friend Phil from Dark Discussions Podcast Network. And, some awesome stuff they got going on over there. So check out the show notes for all the information, including everybody here.
And other people from our other shows as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Steven, you have other people on your show. And, we have Wolfie, we have Tony, we have Yo-Yo. Unlike them, we don't have a life. So we're here.
Yeah.
They're all doing things.
On that note,
well represented.
Well, actually, I think what Kevin meant is that they had other things to take care of this evening, and we kind of already finished. So we would come on and represent the Dorkening podcast system.
Their wives are still blow drying their hair.
Exactly.
I'm letting mine dry naturally.
Me too.
Yeah.
So speaking of holiday stuff, I finished my shopping yesterday, and
it's a llama.
This.
Oh, I thought that was a bong.
Can you guys see this?
It could be.
Looks like one.
Yeah.
This is a snowman parfait.
Oh, okay. Patrick thought it was a bong, and I said it could be.
Parfait have layers.
I thought it was a new sex toy.
The snowman centipede.
Hey, I worked on this.
You made that?
I have two.
Oh,
it's utterly delightful.
It's giving me the chills.
It's Christmas.
Hey, that's no joke.
Surrounded by dad jokes.
Right? Yeah. Oh shit!
It's so white in here. It's not even funny.
So we were talking before the show. I did a little post saying, I bought the best present, some Advil, and I made the mistake of doing most of my holiday shopping, the Sunday before Christmas, and it was an utter friggin' madhouse out there. And
try doing it the Monday before.
I went out today, dude. It was not nice.
No.
You guys don't get it, right, man? All you got to do is get a card, put cash in it. Cash is king, man. You can't go wrong.
I was
like, I love you, baby.
Money.
Buy whatever you want. Buy whatever you want. Have a nice day. You're welcome.
Well,
Christmas is what, like 2-3 weeks away still, though, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
it's 366 days from now.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
would
who's counting?
I just filled everybody's stockings with fish and bread.
Well, when you have a holiday get together that changes every hour, the plans just change. You have to get stuff the last minute.
How
are you talking about the show tonight?
No. I'm talking about something else.
All right.
Leo, I got you some windshield wipers.
Oh,
That's all they
nice.
had. They ran out of air fresheners.
Yeah, but they're both like the small ones, like the one that
Yeah.
would go on the back of like a RAV4.
Neither one fits on your car.
Yeah.
By the way, Tori Pritchard said RW screaming it, and also Tracy says hi guys.
What's up?
Wait, what? What was that last part?
Tracy says hi, guys.
Tracy says hi guys. Yeah.
I said 3 seasons, and I was like, wait,
Three
what?
seasons said.
We 3 seasons.
There's only 3 seasons now? Are they?
Oregano, parsley, and salt.
Oregano?
I'm sorry, did I put the emphasis on the wrong syllable?
Yeah.
Technically, there are 3 seasons. It just goes from winter, and then it just skips spring, goes to summer, and then fall. Because the weather's been, I mean.
Yeah, it's called global warming.
Yeah.
Unless you're from New England, then there's the mud season.
Yeah.
William
You're
Pace.
like, I can make it. Yeah, maybe not.
William Pace says, "Keep the change, you filthy animals."
Yeah. Home Alone.
Yeah. So are you guys binge watching any holiday movies? What have you been doing to?
Well, you know, I was told by Johnny C to watch Terrifier. Now, it's not a holiday movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sure it is. There's a lot of red stuff in it.
No,
Does this count as a holiday movie?
that's not a holiday movie.
Yes, it is.
No.
Die
Is that
Hard.
Die Hard?
Yes, Die Hard is a Christmas
Die
movie.
Hard.
No. No.
Okay.
I don't
Die
have
Hard
anything.
Christmas movie, then so is Jaws 4.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Why not? It takes place at Christmas.
Bro,
And I've heard the argument that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It is a Harry Potter movie because Bruce Willis spends all his time running around a tower trying to evade Alan Rickman. So therefore, it is a Harry Potter movie.
While wearing elf feet.
That's true.
That's right.
to take our
So is
point
it? So well, they're not. Are they're more like I don't know, like
Lord of the
Bilbo
Rings
Baggins.
feet. I don't know.
Bilbo
To
Baggins feet.
to coin Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop. Take it back.
So if anybody missed that reference, the movies that made us on Netflix, I didn't know that before, that he wore like big rubber feet.
Yeah.
Well, there was glass everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to.
I mean, I know he could be a method actor, but shredding up your drumsticks is not a good idea.
Imagine how that would affect his harmonica playing.
That's true. What's
Yeah.
his name? Bruno something? Like what's like?
I don't know.
The musician. I wanted to say Bruno Mars.
I was
But
gonna
that's a
say
different
Bruno
guy.
Mars. No, that's a different guy.
Bruno Marley? I don't know. Someone look that up.
So
Mine too. He's like, look at me, I'm a blues singer. Remember that time I did that commercial for what was it? Fucking Seagram's?
So, yeah. A wine cooler commercial. It says blues like
This
wine
man
coolers.
like wine coolers.
Yeah.
When I'm not evading German terrorists, I like to relax with a little wine cooler. I drink about 40 of them before I get buzzed.
well, so that commercial was before his like acting career, right? Or did he
No.
do that during Moonlighting?
I think he was during Moonlighting.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a music career during that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Video. Yeah.
His name was Bruno something.
Tori says, loved a little porg. And Ernest saves Christmas. William says, I scored the free 50-inch TV for free. How the hell did you do that?
A free 50. Wait a minute. You saying the free TV was free? Come on.
Yeah. He could have took the one from my old farmhouse. It just has some snakes wrapped in it.
Was it 50 inches?
Yeah, 50-inch plasma.
He measured it with snakes.
Yeah.
This is 4 snakes long.
That's how we advertised it on Craigslist.
Snakes.
That's why it didn't go anywhere. It's like,
Why
it's
did
4
it have
snakes
to be
long.
Snakes.
Actually, the snakes I was dealing with, that would be 3/4 of a snake long. They were huge.
What is this farmhouse in the Amazon?
Way out in the
Want me to
boondocks.
bring up my snake?
No, because every time you do, it spits at me, and I don't like it.
Tori says, haha, I got so excited we had the same thought, couldn't finish spelling. And William says, it's a Christmas movie, and so is Empire. Look at all the snow. And Sandy Chukadarian and Laura Potter joined as well. A lot of people in the chat room. So
that's right, because they're on Hoth, which is weird because it should be called Cold.
Oh, what are we, Family Guying it now?
Yes, I totally agree with that specific sentiment.
Yeah, but by that logic, Scarface would be a Christmas movie too, because there's a lot of snow in that film.
That's true.
Just because there's snow doesn't mean it's Christmas.
Just because it's Scarface doesn't mean it's a good movie. That movie sucks. I'm sorry.
Wait, are you talking about the Lion King remake? Because that lion had a scarred
Oh,
face.
you son of a bitch.
Hey, nice segue.
I mean, if we're
Segue
going
into
to call it, Home Alone should be a Christmas movie.
It is.
Lethal Weapon on that one.
What are you smoking over there?
Oh my God!
I think
Next you're going to tell me It's a Wonderful Life is a Christmas movie.
I know. Come on.
Why do you think I wear bunny slippers?
Merry Christmas, you old savings and loan. My nose, my lips bleeding, Bert. Yeah. Okay.
Merry Christmas, movie house.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter.
Merry Christmas in jail, you son of a bitch.
Hey, that's what we should do. We should write the whole movie right now. Okay, you're Mr. Potter. You're Zuzu.
Leo, you need a big gong behind you.
I do. So Tori says,
and you could set up a fan, and you could call it Gong with the Wind.
No.
Okay. So William Pace says
someone
was given away. They bought a new one on Black Friday. Awesome deal. Tori says, haha, looks like the two of you got together and decided Christmas and left out for the other loop. And Sandy want to know, is this about our favorite Christmas movies? Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter. I mean, this is about Christmas in general, the holidays in general. Wanted to wish everybody an awesome holiday and just get together before, the craziness of the season. It's already been crazy. But speaking of that, what are some of your go-to movies for the season? Is there something that you have to watch every year? Like my wife has to watch Elf like a dozen times.
Wow, we haven't watched Elf yet this year.
No,
it's weird. We've been busy. But normally for me, there's two: Trading Places and Scrooge.
Scrooge with Bill Murray.
Yes.
Yes.
We did that. We covered Francis Cross on the podcast last year when we did our Christmas stuff.
I heard 1 and 2 and Lethal Weapon.
Nice.
Lethal Weapon, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. It does take place on Christmas, so.
Oh Jesus.
Well, obviously, Ernest saves Christmas, but it can't be Christmas without watching The Ref with Dennis Leary.
Nice, yes. Even though Kevin Spacey is a weird creep now, but
I'm more apt to watch like Black Santa.
Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Silent Night, Deadly Night,
Just watched that for the first time last night.
Did you?
Nice.
Now, have you seen the remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night ever?
No.
We know some people in it. It's not bad. It's Jessica Cameron's in that and Courtney Palmer in it, but it's all right. I mean, it's not the original, but the original is also not that great. So it's it's good, but it's cheesy.
Yeah. It's like Claws, CLAW.
Yeah. I haven't actually watched any Christmas movies this year. Like I've been super busy. Like I was just talking to my niece yesterday and I was like, I haven't watched Krampus. Like since Krampus came out, I've been trying to watch it it's only been on for a couple of years, but that was going to be my regular rotation. Cause I actually really enjoyed that one, but I love A Christmas Story, but I'm kind of spent on it finally.
Well, they play it 600 times a day.
But I don't watch it on TV.
They got to do a remake of that movie where he doesn't get a BB gun; he gets a 12 gauge.
Oh,
there we go.
No, it would be an AR-15.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't watch when it's on TV because it's censored and I don't have to watch commercials. Like I'm good. I have like multiple releases of it on Blu-ray and DVD and VHS, whatever. But then another one that my friends make fun of me for is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Yeah.
That Ashes loves that. You had something you wanted to chime in on.
Well, I have two. So there's a Muppet Family Christmas, which is kind of hard to find because it was a television movie back in the 80s.
We have the VHS.
We do have the VHS.
Nice.
And Will Vinton's Claymation Christmas.
I don't know.
I love the dinosaurs. Here we go, waffling.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that the California Raisins are in that?
Yeah.
Too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, man, call me a cab. Hey, man, you're a cab.
You know,
Right.
one with extra butter.
I remember that.
T-Rex and a Styracosaurus.
Yeah, I remember. I think I've only seen that like a few times, and it was because of the California Raisins. Because when I was a kid,
we have that. Do we have that DVD or VHS?
Yeah, we have that on DVD.
Okay.
I'm also a really big fan of White Christmas.
Which is the prequel to Black Christmas.
Yes.
I saw the 50s White Christmas for the first time with my girlfriend a couple weeks ago.
Did you get any?
I enjoyed the movie. That's what I was talking about. The movie was really good. I'm not a fan of musicals, but the movie was, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Did you go stay at the Holiday Inn afterwards?
Oh, Holiday Inn is that's a film that happened. I mean, it's interesting. It did not age well.
No, I don't think most of those movies back in the 50s and from the 30s on really aged all that well.
No.
I mean, why do you think the Disney Plus cut out so much?
Well,
either that or they put like what the hell's the words? Not spoilers. Like the warnings at the beginning.
Yeah, but
disclaimers. Yeah,
they did that, but they're still not going to put Song of the South out.
No, they wouldn't. Although
have you seen it? Have you seen it though?
Yes.
Song of the South. It's not that bad. It's just I think that they should just fess up and just don't hide it. It's history. You learned from it. We're not saying that the Holocaust didn't happen. Like. But also, the History Channel is all about the freaking Holocaust and Nazis and shit. So
the main crow in Dumbo is named Jim. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Well,
that's on Disney Plus.
No disrespect, but when the towers fell and they had finished the Spider-Man movie, whatever, they airbrushed the towers out or whatever, pretending that they never existed.
Yeah.
To erase stuff from history because it was wrong isn't going to fix what you did, really.
Right. Right.
They took forever to put that Simpsons episode back on, the Homer Simpson versus the city of New York, because most of it takes place at One World Trade Plaza, and it took them about 15 years to play that episode again. But that's on Disney Plus.
Well,
do you feel like a sheep?
You asked me if I feel bad.
Dead silence. He was like,
so I was just gonna.
Sheep?
Speaking of history that's not really told, have you guys watched The Watchmen yet?
No, and I know you're talking about Tulsa.
Yeah, the Tulsa massacre. I was listening to a podcast and I didn't realize this was a real thing. And so it starts off with these white supremacists essentially massacring the city of Tulsa, even by airplanes.
They were dropping explosives out of their airplanes. And
Merry Christmas, everyone.
When the police and National Guard finally restored order, they started arresting all the black folks for disturbing the peace.
Yeah.
Like not one white person was arrested for that.
Yeah.
When was this?
1921.
But it's
a year before you were born.
I think I'm pretty sure that's what we talked about it on Throwdown Thursday a few weeks ago when we did our Harriet Tubman episode, because we were talking about stuff that history doesn't, you don't learn about in school that, is kind of important.
You must read books.
I thought you said eat books.
Yeah.
Books. Is that like a new form of osmosis? Eat books.
So speaking of eating books, so in the comments here.
It better have something to do with eating books.
Something about eating books. I'm going to love that.
Nice.
That's a great segue.
Comments from the chat room. William Pace talking about movies that we all watch. He watches the Albert Finney version of Scrooge. Justin Cooper says Ghostbusters 2 and Batman Returns. Emmett, and he says Emmett is my jam.
Oh yeah, that music is ridiculous. And that's what's that dude's name? Paul something.
Emmett.
No, the dude who wrote all the music. He was the little dude in Smokey and the Bandit. He was like sidekick.
Paul Williams.
Yeah, Paul Williams. Yeah.
Yep.
Paul Williams did all the music for that, and he's still doesn't he work for like ASCAP or something? He's like a higher up for ASCAP now, but
Juggy McButter Band.
No, but it's ridiculous. The music is so good in that.
Hi, I'm Paul Williams.
Yeah.
Wolfie says, "Look at the
chances are you wear a silly grin."
Don't sell yourself short, RW.
Yeah. He was also in Planet of the Apes TV series, I believe.
Oh.
I haven't seen that. I've seen all the movies though.
Wolfie says, "Look at the birds up in the tree." Tori Pritchard says, "Annabelle's Wish, Muppets Christmas Carol, and A Year Without Santa Claus." And William says, "I didn't know you could watch White Christmas on Pornhub."
It's amazing how many movies are there that you didn't know existed, really. That's how I watched The Rise of Skywalker, actually.
Yeah.
Might be a different version, but yeah.
Yeah. So have you guys watched Claus on Netflix?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
I have watched Santa Claus the movie with Dudley Moore and John Lithgow.
Ugh.
Okay, Claus is a new animated movie, but it's Netflix original, but it's demented as all hell. So this it's the story of essentially the birth of Santa Claus. But this kid, he's trying to get out of, his dad's like higher up at the postal service, and he's well off, and he wants to slack off for the rest of his life. So his dad says, "No, you're gonna go to work," and sends him to the worst place, this island with two warring families. And remember, this is a animated kids movie. He gets to the island.
The island from Survival of the Dead?
Oh my God, there's these two warring families, and like you see these three old ladies carrying a dead body, and he looks at them and they're like, "Shh, don't say anything." And it's like really
We're poisoning the water supply. This one's got dropsy.
Really messed up.
I can't wait to see what the Halloween special's all about.
For real. We're not keeping this very Christmassy, but I'm.
But there's snow.
I think we went way off track.
Oh,
A little bit. bit.
We went way off track as soon as he said, "Hi and welcome to."
Yeah.
It was like
20 minutes to say that we were talking about a holiday special.
Yeah, we went from that into racism into
yeah.
Hey, I'm wearing a fucking hat.
Yeah.
Hey, did we see Christmas Chronicles with Kurt Russell though? That was a good one.
Yes, it was. Oh, totally.
I thought that was The Thing 2, McCready Saves Christmas.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah. Unused footage from John Carpenter. Yeah.
Justin Cooper says,
"Hey, that has snow in it too."
Justin Cooper says, "Apes not hurt Abe," and Claus is amazing.
I think he meant to say ape, not Abe.
Maybe.
Because there was a comment like 35 comments up where he said Planet of the Apes, and then he's correcting himself. And that one doesn't show up, so you have to kind of figure out what people are saying.
Yep.
Just a bunch of Lincolns running around.
Disney
Plus. 7 years ago.
As long as
Our lawgiver.
good.
What's that, Jeff?
As long as they kill vampires, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And zombies. There's zombies as well. There's a Abraham Lincoln versus zombies.
There's another one. I
don't
have
wanna
a
kill
comic
the
book.
zombie.
Abraham Lincoln and Jesus fighting zombies.
Sounds good.
See, everybody always wants to fight the zombies. You got to get them high.
Right.
Get them stoned. They move twice as slow. You can like fucking crawl away.
But then they have the munchies.
And they want your weed, but as long as you can crawl faster than them, you're good.
Like Scoob and I have the munchies all the time, dude. Yeah.
That was good.
That was really good. That was really good.
My favorite part about that I never noticed as a kid is when the mystery machine drives away, the cloud of smoke comes from the back window, not the tires.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ben, you're gonna get like a mystery machine for the Token Dead, right?
Jeff and I talked about getting something similar to that, and having it done up with all the comic cells.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of putting miles on my truck.
Yeah.
You know. But
so
you'll have to make it like legally distinct, though. You can't call it the mystery machine. You know.
Oh no! It would be
laundry vehicle or something.
No, it would be for the Token Dead for the comic book series.
Like it's the Token Machine, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
You know?
We'll call it Still Stroking.
No, we won't, because it'll be me and you in there.
Yeah. with a giant Pornhub sticker on the back, right?
Oh,
ooh, gentlemen, welcome to the second base mobile.
The big bag of fucking candy hanging off the side window.
Instead of truck nuts, it's candy.
Oh, great. Great. Tell Ann next time she's in P-Town to get us a sticker.
What do you want? Rubbers for mud flaps?
Oh, Jesus Christ. So anyways, Christmas, right?
Yeah, right. Christmas. Yeah.
So for our...
Thanks, Leo.
Yeah, totally. For our events that we're going in, is there anything you do every year or anything your family likes to, get together and the rum hit me, so I can't think of the word.
When I was a kid,
we're all in trouble.
When I was a kid, my family and I used to like drive around town and look at all the lights and stuff. And I've tried to carry on that tradition. There's certain streets that, like last night, we actually went to Claremont, New Hampshire, and there's a guy that decks his house all up, and we went there and stuff. That's again, my kids are now in Indiana, so I don't see them that much. But that's what I like. I like looking at the lights and just driving around and looking at the decorations on people's houses or whatever. But,
Can I tell you guys a story?
Oh,
yes, please.
Yes, please. Is it Christmassy though?
Yes, it's a Christmas story. This is my Christmas story. When I was a kid, we get up one Christmas morning, and all the gifts were under the tree. And my mom and dad said, we're going to grab the boxes, and we boxed up all those presents, and we put them in the car. And we drove across town. And we drove to a little boy's house. It was a Cub Scout. I was in the Cub Scouts with him. And he had leukemia. And he didn't know about Santa Claus. He didn't believe in Santa Claus. And all those gifts were given to him, so that he could understand what Christmas was all about. And then we went back home and we had our Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard
it is a Christmas show.
Everybody's frozen.
Yeah,
it is a Christmas podcast after all.
Everybody's reaching for the fucking tissues, man.
That was a good story. That totally counteracted all the other shit that we've had.
Yeah.
Well, that's when I learned that there was no such thing as Santa Claus.
Hey.
We told everybody this was a TV 18, so
that's right.
Hashtag spoiler alert.
Well, that's what Christmas is all about. It's all about giving. I mean, everybody loves to receive presents, but it's.
I have a similar story, but not quite as happy an ending. Where, when I was in fourth grade, there was in the paper, and one of my classmates, all their Christmas presents were stolen. So everyone in the school, they put together this huge toy drive, and we all got them. And one of the things the thing that we gave away was something that I wanted. It was a NASA truck with a space shuttle on it, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool! I want one." And we ended up giving it away. It turned out the presents weren't stolen. The mom sold them all for drugs.
Oh, Jesus!
Wow.
Same thing. Same idea. I mean, they were stolen.
But she's like, "Oh, all my presents are gone. I don't know what I'll do for my kids for Christmas." And this was a big school. Yeah,
right.
This was a big school. There were 3 of each class, so 3 fourth grades, 5th grade, kindergarten all the way up, and they ended up they had hundreds of things, and it was just the best Christmas ever for this kid, and then it came out like shortly after New Year's that because she got arrested, and she's like, yeah, I sold all the Christmas toys for drugs.
Wow.
Like, wow.
All right,
the true meaning of Christmas.
Hold on. I will. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. Think about those less fortunate, and enjoy.
It's true.
Happy
Merry Christmas.
He's gonna mess up all your camera angles.
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
look, now it's 3 by 3.
It's even.
So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a Deadly Grounds ad while I try to fix the cameras super fast. Here we go.
Everything's fine.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. Bold, robust, delicious. It's coffee that can wake the dead. With over a dozen different roasts and flavors, Deadly Grounds can satisfy the most finicky of coffee addicts. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting. Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. We have very active lifestyles. It's not all wandering the countryside aimlessly or scaring passing motorists. And we all love a good cup of joe. And there's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my...
So that guy that's like, the guy from Letterkenny that's like, got the black hair and he's like the drug dealer guy or whatever, is very emo looking.
Yep.
Yes.
He looks like Tom Cruise when he's in Letterkenny, but then you look him up online, he looks nothing like Tom Cruise. If you look at him as that character, I think he looks a lot like Tom Cruise. It's really weird.
He's like one of the producers of the show.
Is he really?
Oh, and
that's what my buddy was telling me.
So the what the hell? The main dude there,
Wayne.
He's the one that threw this all together. He's the writer.
He's the show creator.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it started off as like a YouTube channel.
It's like Always Sunny. Like all those guys created the show, with the exception of Danny DeVito. But
wasn't there like their pilot episode was made for like $200 or something like that, or $500?
Damn.
Yeah, it was something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, and then they got picked up for one season. Yeah, for one season, and they're like, they were going to cancel them unless they got a big name in there. And like Danny DeVito, like he let it be known that he was a fan of the first season. So they're like, hey, you want to do it? Which is pretty great that he did.
Nice. Him and Charlie together are amazing.
It's just
the only one who doesn't
never made another Penguin movie though.
See, Leo, that's why you need the gong.
I know.
Every time you want to say something, you just hit the gong. Boom. Listen, I got a question, boys.
I know Leo's so very polite. He just puts his finger up, like, "Oh, can I?"
Yeah,
guys, I am the
he does. He's like,
well, the thing is that it usually works on the regular shows, but
well,
no one else pays
it takes a little while. Well, you pay attention, Kevin. So
if you hold up a different finger, it might get people's attention.
Merry Christmas.
Justin says that official coffee of hell is amazing for Deadly Grounds.
Yes.
And Justin also says, and Wayne plays Shorzy too. Shut up, Shorzy. And Justin Cooper says, give your balls a tug.
Alrighty then.
It's a common phrase on Letterkenny.
They say it a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Canada has some weird slang, and I found this out from one of our friends who does a podcast. Like, you know what they call a hooded sweatshirt? You know, just like a redder, not the zip up one, but the one with the pocket in front. It's called a bunny hug.
Huh?
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, actually, there's
it's not everywhere.
Did you? There's an interview with the guy who plays Wayne, and it's
I
just,
saw that about the different
all the different
they use on the show.
Yep. It's all about like the different slang and everything in Canada. Yeah, it's really interesting.
What they mean by calling somebody 10-ply.
Yeah.
Like they're really soft.
So does this have anything to do with Christmas?
No.
Yeah, because Canada is close to the
We should
North
have
Pole.
taken a tally of how many times we've been off subject.
There are mooses in Canada, and mooses are similar to reindeers.
Sure.
In both appearance and flavor.
Yeah. So is anybody traveling for Christmas?
I'm traveling to work in the morning with my wife's vehicle.
Oh.
And then I'm picking her up after work, and we're going to my in-laws' house.
Nice.
Is that far from you?
Auburn, no.
So no.
Well, work is like an hour each way, but yeah.
Uphill in the snow.
To me, traveling is going outside of Connecticut, but I am staying in Connecticut. I'm traveling, but I'm.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, you can still drive like an hour and be, in Connecticut.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Ashes and I are Christmas Eve. We're going up to her mom's place, which is in Winchendon, so it's like right on the border of New Hampshire. So we've got about a 50-mile drive, one way, and then we'll come back to where we are, and then we'll go to my parents' place in. No, we're going to my brother's place in Worcester on Christmas night. Usually we go to my we do my family on Christmas night, and then we go out and spend the night with her mom and her sister, and then come home Christmas Day, and then we have our Christmas, which it involves drinking wine and eating chocolate oranges. Like, that's what we do to relax. But this year, everybody's like my brother's working, my mom's working, we're working, so no one's gonna be around Christmas Eve. So we're kind of switching things up a little bit.
Yeah, it's a busy time. Like my in-laws do Christmas like on Christmas Eve, and then my family does Christmas on Christmas, and then Christmas night, like we go to my wife's family's, her grandfather, who's no longer with us, has a giant house, and we all gather at that house with all the aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff like that, and everyone just hangs out. It's cool. The only time we see them is like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then we don't see them for a while after. But
sounds like a night full of edibles.
I have to work in the morning.
Speaking of which, a couple of years ago, I had my first edible, and I'd never had one before. My brother's like, "Oh, I got edibles," So there were Rice Krispie treats, and I scarfed out a whole one, and I was gone. I'm not a small dude. I'm about 280. So, and this thing kicked my ass. My dad's like, "Oh, I've had like 3 of them. What's your problem, lightweight?" Ash is sitting there. She's like, "Oh, that's whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling something." I'm like, "Wow." I sit there. My parents had gotten us Omaha steaks, and I'm sitting there. I'm opening the card. I'm looking at it. I read it. My dad's like, "Oh, what did everybody get?" And I'm like, "Oh, we got all these steaks." My dad's like, "Yeah, they're from us." I'm like, "Yeah, but did you see how many there are?" I was fucking gone. I was like, "We have to drive to Winchendon. I don't know how we're gonna. Can you drive?" And she's like, "No." But I ended up getting sick, so I threw it all up, and we went outside. I'm like, "I'm not wearing a coat because I'm hoping the cold air will shock me." And it was about 15 degrees out, so I went outside, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sobered up now. I can drive." And then we got there. I'm like, "I'm ready for a nap." And her mom's like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I had some Rice Krispies treats." She's like, "And?" I'm like, "I think there was marijuana in it."
I'll let you in on a secret. If that ever happens to you again, or anybody that gets too high, something acidic will bring it down. Or
so
if you
citrus or something.
Yeah, yes. Anything that's really acidic will help bring that high down for you. If you eat something fatty, it's going to increase it. Remember that. So if you're really high, don't eat a fucking cheeseburger. Okay?
We
just fucking telling you.
Last year, my brother gave my mom edibles without telling her that they were giving her edibles.
Great.
But fortunately, she didn't have to drive anywhere. We were at my parents' place. So they're like, "Yeah, we just dosed Mom. We just gave her these brownies. They're all lace. Mom
A full spectrum CBD oil will also help bring that down.
That's good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My mom.
For all you folks at home, of course, this is a hypothetical situation.
Oh no! All the folks at home that are watching, they know who we are and what we stand for. So, but I mean, education is key when it comes to medicating properly. Let's put it that way. Well, even recreational. I mean, if you drink too much alcohol, well, then you're praying to the porcelain goddess with your finger down your throat. There's really nothing that can counteract that for you other than a couple of aspirin in the morning,
or just a drink. Just top it off.
Yeah, well, yeah. You start.
The hair of the dog.
They'll do it. Yeah,
the hair of the dog.
But as far as the cannabis side goes, there's ways to counteract the psychoactive side of it and help level you out.
I'm just amazed that at RW's change in demeanor since this conversation all started.
He is learning. Like, he is intensely learning. Like, you can't see it.
He's taking notes
on a notepad. I already knew all this.
No, never done a drug, never drank alcohol, never smoked, never done anything. So I'm just listening because you guys are talking.
Good for you, man.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Tori says that's illegal here, and William says it's not illegal here. Yo-Yo says,
where are they?
Yeah,
like here in place and arguing.
Where's here?
Where is here?
Provo, Utah.
Oh.
All right, so
everyone's like, yeah, RW knows.
All right, yeah.
Yo-Yo
knows where everyone lives.
Yo-Yo says I was going to mention the CBD oil, and William says it went from Netflix and chill to D+D's nuts.
Wow.
I thought it was Disney Plus and Thrust.
Anyways,
yeah. So
there's another movie I wanted to bring up. By the way, there's another movie that
totally.
I'm just curious if any of you guys have ever seen it, because it was one that used to play on HBO all the time when I was a kid. It's a French Canadian show or movie that made me think of it. You making fun of the hockeyman there earlier. It's called the Dog That Stopped the War, and it's a Christmas movie that's dubbed in English because it's all in French.
Really?
It's some kids that are they're on their school vacation for Christmas, and they decide that they're going to build like snow forts and have a war, and it gets pretty intense. Good time. Yeah, it's awesome. It's like these big snow castles,
one hell of a good
just
time.
like battling with each other, and then one of the not to ruin it, the way the dog stops the war is one of the forts collapses with the dog in it, and he dies.
Oh.
So that makes everyone like, oh my God, what did we do? Yeah, what did we do? But it's a good movie. I like it.
Yeah, it's great.
It sounds like a wholesome Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to watch one with a dog, guys? Come on,
really
kid.
Good. No, but it's a good movie. No, because the kids start to realize like, us being bullies and whatever, it really didn't pay off. Like we killed this dog not on purpose. Now they're all murderers. Merry Christmas.
Ah.
How dare you? Oh.
Yeah.
Yo-Yo wants to know, did the dog have a cigarette?
What?
Dog have a cigarette? Oh, because he's French Canadian. He
Oh,
had a beret, a cigarette, and a scarf and a little mustache.
The beret.
Yeah. Well, we should wrap things up here shortly. But I also wanted to touch base on, definitely we got a lot of shows on the network. Head on over to thedorkening.com where you can check all of them out there. And, make sure you check out The Token Dead for a Still Token With. But RW, you got a lot of stuff going on now as well. What have you been doing?
I got we're still trying to get the second issue of Bisbeck Hines, put together or whatever. The first one did fairly well. But the thing, I've been writing a lot. I'm writing like 10 movies at once right now. And the other day I was going to start trying to finish a couple that were, 50, 60 pages done. And instead I'm like, I'm going to write a Hallmark Christmas movie. So instead of finishing these other ones, I've started yet another one. But the one thing I really, really am trying to concentrate in the new year, which isn't that far away, is I created this game with dice and cards. And everybody who plays it absolutely loves this game. And I know some of you know Johnny C. He played it down at when we were in Saratoga. We were at a hotel, and I'm like, hey, you want to check out this game I created? And he's like, sure. So I explained it to him. We played it through one time, and he's like, okay, let's play it again. And so we played it again, and on the second time around, he really grasped the game because it's very simple. And by the third time, he's like, I want to make this game. And he was all passionate about trying to figure out a way to get this thing out on the market. So that's the main thing that I'm really, really concentrating on is this game. But I am, like I say, I'm writing 10 scripts at once right now. One's like an Indiana Jones. One's a zombie movie, of course. One is this Hallmark Christmas type movie. And then there's two of them are TV show pilots. And then there's a couple other scripts that I'm working on. But I mean, I just do what I do is, I do Photoshops and I do my own little Facebook lives and people tune in and I just do all this wacky stuff. And the other thing, hit the table. The other thing that I did, which I reposted again today, was when I was at Super Mega Fest, I was dressed as Roscoe, you dipstick, and stuff in my vehicle.
That's how I know you.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. It's been fucking driving me nuts all fucking night long.
You dipstick, gonna shave off my beard. But so anyways, John Snyder's at his table, and I walk in as Sheriff Roscoe, and I go, I finally got that boat, dude. And so John Snyder goes absolutely out of his mind and then says he wants to record me. So he pulls out his phone, and his handler or agent or manager or whatever pulls out his phone, and they uploaded the footage from the manager guy's phone, but they didn't upload John's footage. John was like dead on, and then Tracy filmed some of it. So the manager's cuts off like almost at the end, but Tracy got the other piece. So I put the two pieces together and put it up on YouTube today or whatever. And I'm trying to ride that storm because that was pretty absolutely insane and incredible. So that's what I got going on. I'm just doing everything I can.
John was an awesome guy at Super Mega. Jeff and I actually sat down and got to have dinner with him and his wife, Alicia, later that night, right after we saw you outside.
Yeah.
So
I mean, a lot of people, don't know me like you guys know me, and you guys don't even know me that well either. But I've been at this since 1986, when I had permed hair, a mustache, and glasses, and I looked exactly like Weird Al Yankovic did in '86. So I've been doing this for 33 years. I've been at this. So people think that I'm just some guy that they met a couple years ago, which is true. But I've been at this for 33 years, just trying to find one person, which I did finally find. Richard Hatch from Battlestar Galactica wanted to help me get this TV show I created on the air, and we were working on that, and then he died of cancer. So it's a bummer story, but the fact that Richard Hatch believed in me, I know there's got to be another Richard Hatch out there. So every day I just do something to get my name out there and have somebody go, this RW guy's got something to offer the world. And again, I've been at it for 33 years, and I'm hoping next year it all comes together. But that's what I'm doing. You can find me at officialrwmartin.com.
Yeah, and we have all your information down below or up above. If you, check out RW. He does awesome stuff. We absolutely love everything you do to RW. And, 2020 is going to be your year. We just know it.
Yeah, that's Ash's nice. Met you at Super Mega Fest as well. Like, we hadn't met you before. Like, we were, hanging out. I believe my mom made friends with your lady friend there.
Yeah, they were talking. She might be watching her. She might be sleeping.
But yeah, it was really cool watching, seeing you do all your different characters during the weekend, and
yeah, it's crazy. First time I met RW was at a Super Mega Fest when it was in Marlboro, and every time I saw him, he was a different character. You go through multiple characters throughout the weekend, and it's just and they were all like the amount of dedication to that character. It was very rare that you were not in character when I was talking to you that weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was cool.
William Pace says, I got a lot of stuff going on too. Thanks, Leo, LMAO. William Pace has Outright Geekery. Some awesome stuff there. Check that out.
I've done some work with those guys. I've written a couple.
Good guy.
I interviewed Steve Alton, who wrote The Meg for Outright Geekery.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Ben, I know you guys got a ton of stuff going on.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of stuff coming down the line. All I can really say is just pay attention, to the pages. You can find us on the Dorkening Podcast Network now. Thanks to Leo and everybody else involved there. Oh. That was to you, Kevin, too.
Word.
Actually, Kevin was the very first one from the Dorkening that interviewed us over a year ago at Super Mega Fest. And since then, Leo has kicked his ass to the curb and has done the interviews.
It is what it is. That'll never happen again.
I'm just busting ass.
That's because Kevin's a crook.
That's right. But I'm bummed.
You forgot the S. It's Kevin.
So, but yeah, no, we've got a lot of stuff coming, and just pay attention.
Yeah. So your shows, I know we talked a little bit about it, but we're trying to get the footing for the show, whether it's like once a month or once every couple weeks. But definitely, keep an eye out on the Token Dead's Facebook page for more information. And as
we'll definitely create events at least a week prior to show launches. And it really all boils down to how much time Leo can dedicate to what we do. He's very busy with everybody here and everybody that was not able to join us this evening, building that team.
Totally.
So,
well,
it's one hell of a team. Look at him. Looks like a fucking FBI's most wanted.
Well, at least wanted. Am I right, guys? High five virtually, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah, we said it at the same time, Kevin.
What did you say?
I don't know where everyone is seeing me, so
I know.
Steven, what do you have in the pipeline? What's going on?
Well, episode 75 dropped today. Our regular podcast drops every Monday, and today we just recorded our season finale, which comes out next Monday. We're going to be kicking off the new year with season 666, season 6, as I call it. But we just play it by ear. Like we do what we usually do. Pop culture news, or what the hell is that? Reviewing movies and talking trailers. Some of you guys on this broadcast right now have heard our show, so you know what we do. But also, we're going to be debuting a new show. Me and my girlfriend are going to be doing a CSI podcast. So 337 episodes of reviewing all 337 episodes of CSI.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be like 15 seasons, because it was all 15 seasons, but each season has its breakdown. So like season 1 is like 15 episodes. Sammy, if you're watching this, I'm sorry if I fucked that up, but
how dare you? It's Christmas.
But yeah,
we're gonna be.
We already have a few episodes. We already have a few episodes in, and we still have to create the Facebook page. But just stay tuned to our Super Retro Throwback Reviews, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and obviously you can find us on the Dorkening Podcast Network. I do want to say thank you to Leo and Kevin for welcoming us into a family I've known you guys for a while, and you've let me into your family, and I appreciate that.
Well, you've since we've met you've shown nothing but like dedication and to what you're doing. So it's like, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like
all your dues have been on time, so that's a plus. Too.
There's dues?
What? Wait, what? What I missed?
No. We're just being dumb. No. He was saying that your dues have been on time, and I was like, wait a minute, there's dues? How come I don't know anything about this? You've like from the first time I met you, like until we asked, like you're one of the hardest working like podcasters I know. Like the amount of dedication, that's your life.
Yeah.
And it's like you put tons of time into it.
And I do have a part-time job on top of all this too.
Right.
So I do put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you guys again.
Yeah, no problem.
Patrick and Ashley.
And Ashley.
Hi.
And the Ghost of Ashes.
Hello. Hello. Oh, closer. Is he here?
Ashes, why don't you tell the folks you've got something coming up next year? What do you want to talk about?
Well, first of all, I think we should talk
Into
about
the mic. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Give me the floor. So first, I think we should talk about Throwdown Thursday. New episodes come out every Thursday. What a surprise. You can find out more information about our show at throwdownthursdaypodcast.com. We cover characters in a similar fashion that other podcasts do, film reviews and whatnot. We cover a plethora of different characters. I'm sorry, I can't talk and drink and hand guy at the same time. She's just slurring a little bit. That's all.
Besides throwing up.
She's trying about. Yeah, so we talk about characters in a similar fashion that other podcasts do film reviews. We talk about a plethora of different characters. We talk about the history, their interactions with the universe around it, contributions to pop culture. So that's some fun stuff. Patsy has a podcast called Shark Bites. That's a lot of fun. And he's in the process of doing a Star Wars
I can talk about
stuff. Yeah, so okay, go ahead and talk about yours.
Yeah. So I do the Shark Bites podcast, which is kind of like a spin-off of Throwdown Thursday, where stuff that we can't always cover on Throwdown Thursday, if we're trying to tie in movies or something like that, like we can't dedicate 8 weeks or 6 weeks, whatever it is. So we started out 6-7 weeks ago, and we did a Mandalorian review or a preview, like what we thought was going to happen, and I have 3 different guests every week. So we did the Mandalorian preview, then our review of the first couple of episodes. Then we did the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy. We did episode 7 and 8. We did a Star Wars episode 9 prediction show. We just did the review show last night. That'll air tomorrow. And next week, we will have our thoughts on what is the future of Star Wars. And Leo will be on for that. We had Steven on. Steven, you were on for the episode 7 and 8 review.
Yes.
And so, like I was saying earlier, we've had some good representation for the Dark Discussion Network, because this week, the show that airs tomorrow, we had Mike Darwin, and the week before we had Phil, and the week before we had Anthony T of Anthony T's Horror Show. So for the last 3 weeks, we've been representing those folks, and we had Steve from Retro Octopus, who Leo mentioned is going to be joining the network come January. He's on tomorrow's episode, and when I did Shark Bites, I was envisioning like a short, like half an hour, 45-minute show. And each one of these shows, I think the quickest one we've had was an hour and a half, but everything else has been 2.5, 3, 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
So we have not stuck to the plan, but yeah, you can check out Shark Bites every week. We do it's usually just me, but like I said, we've been doing the Star Wars thing, and you get to learn a fun and interesting shark fact every single week, because I do love me some sharks. And yeah, you can find that on the Throwdown Thursday website as well, because there's a player up there for the latest episode that drops each week. That drops on Tuesdays, usually to coincide with like a movie release or something or other that's crazy happening in pop culture. So
nice.
That's Bites.
And you can, like I said, you can find everything in the links down below or up above, or just head on to thedorkening.com for just everything. Everything's there. Kevin.
Oh yeah. You can find me as part of almost every show that Leo does. The Dorkening on Sundays, Wicked Horror Show on Tuesdays, doing reviews with Wolfie over on the Wicked Horror Show feed as well. And then I'm also part of Black and White Fright with Bill and Scott, where we just talk about like old school horror, all black and white. Has to be black and white. And then I'm also part of Secret Underground Hideout, where we it's more pop culture, but from our youth. Sometimes it's not from my youth, but that's okay. Like we did one of the Royal Rumbles recently, and that was interesting because I don't give a shit. And so yeah, that was fun. But yeah, then we also did like that Kirk Cameron movie, Saving Christmas. That movie's horrible, by the way. It's horrible. So anyways, go check that out.
I was good. This is embedded in my brain. I can never forget it. You know,
I really
he did
love Kirk Cameron.
Well, you know, he did a video game.
No.
Billy Graham's Bible Blaster?
No, it's like some like demon slashing game. It was for 3DO, but no.
All the music in the background is just show me that smile again.
Show me that smile.
But he just is like his voice is throughout the whole game. I just remember it wasn't that bad.
Every time someone's killed, he just goes, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, this is blasphemous. Then also, last night, this is another reason why I'm still very tired. Last night, I recorded a test episode. There's no name for it yet. It's with some stand-up comics. It's like just 2 stand-up comics talking about comedy, talking about their approach. They're going to have other stand-up comics come on, but I actually went down to a comedy club last night and recorded with them their first attempt at an episode. Recorded for about an hour. It was really good. They obviously have. I'm just like, here's the only tip: don't blow your wad all at once, because they put a lot out there, and I'm like, maybe slow it down a bit. You want to have something to talk about next time, So I'm gonna edit that, send it to them. They're gonna decide which direction they want to go, and if all goes well, I've actually been thinking about producing a show like that for a while, so I'm excited.
Nice.
And,
a crook and a pizza plate. There you go.
That's right. But yeah, it's not anything like at this point. It's not anything I'm planning on being like an actual like on mic person. I'm just producing it and doing that for them. But yeah, they're 2 great local comics in the Worcester area. I think they're both awesome. So yeah, could be on the lookout for that in the new year.
Very cool. And the game was called The Horde. It was for 3DO, computer, and Sega Saturn. So if you want some more Kirk Cameron...
I only had the Sega Uranus. That console stunk.
We got a ton of stuff going on, and did I touch base with everybody?
I think
so.
Yeah, you touched everybody.
Yeah, you touched everyone.
You got second base with everyone. Yes,
that's awesome. Well, that was my Christmas wish. So.
I just want to take one quick second before you sign off and say, like we always do, to all our veterans and first responders, thank you for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Much love to you guys.
Well said. Well said. I want to thank you all for watching this special holiday episode, and I think the next episode we're going to be doing is next Sunday. The Sunday after is like right before New Year's, I think.
29th.
Or is it this one? 29th? Yeah, we're going to talk Rise of Skywalker, and then Patsy, you and I are doing that show as well. A bunch of stuff going on. Anyway, just look on Facebook. You'll find it. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Happy Fishmas.
Tim Tam.